Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. As you guys can see from the title, this one is going to be about hobbies, gatekeeping, basically a stream of consciousness about something that I was just thinking about. And while I'm thinking about it in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a podcast on this because I have thoughts. So we're just going to see where these thoughts take us today and what becomes of this podcast. Where are we going to go with this? So essentially I just wanted to talk about, because I was just thinking about this, about how I have a vast array of hobbies, right? I've always been that way. I've always been into different things, and it's like, okay, I'm into this, and then I'll be into something else, and then I'll switch back to that, or maybe I'll go back to doing one thing and doing that. And I used to be one of those people that I'm like, once I got out of something, I would be like, I'm selling everything. Like, for instance, diamond painting. Once I stopped doing diamond painting, or I didn't do it as consistently as I was doing it, I just be like, well, then I'm just going to sell all my diamond painting stuff and just, sell all my diamond painting stuff. And then I'll use that money to go towards this new hobby that I have. Now, whether or not that's doing puzzles, dolls, American Girl, whatever, I'm going to put all that money that I sell, all that money that I have put into this one. When I sell this stuff, I'm going to put all that money into this new hobby, right? Because I always felt like, because I am one of those people that when I get into a hobby, I'm like, I want to join the Facebook group. I want to follow the YouTubers that are doing it. I mean, I did this with reading, diamond painting, dolls, um, all kinds of things. And I just felt like I was kind of tired of because here's the thing, with the diamond painting. Okay, yeah, I'm one of those people, if I'm not doing it every day, when it's just sitting there taking up space, it makes me anxious, I guess you could say. So it's I find sometimes it's overwhelming. Like, I get too many of something, or I do too much of something, and then I'm overwhelmed by the idea of that thing. And so it's now anymore, I'm just kind of like one of those people. Like, for instance, I have a Kindle. Well, I'm reading a physical book right now, and I have had probably 4 or 5 times in the last 2 weeks where I'm like, if I'm not going to read on the Kindle, I should just sell it, because, um, why do I have it if I'm not using it? Well, here's the thing. I use the Kindle when the book is cheaper on the Kindle. The book I'm reading right now, I got at the thrift store for $3, and it's not that cheap on Kindle. So, I think that it's very important for us as people to remember that just because we don't use something every day doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Like my diamond painting stuff, for instance. I don't have a lot of stuff that I spent a lot of money on. My canvases are probably the most expensive things I have right now. And I bought those years ago. I'm just now going through my stash. But I am at the point now where I'm like, I'm not buying anything new, but I'm going to use what I have. And when I'm done using what I have, then maybe I'll buy more. Because I feel like we get to a point where we're like, we've spent too much money on this to not use it. But also I'm not going to sell it, because I know that this hobby is going to come around again. Now, call it ADHD, call it whatever you want. But I know that this hobby is going to come around again. So I try not to just get rid of things when I'm not using them. But I will find that another thing with hobbies or interests and things like that is when there's a gatekeeping mentality, whether it be on a Facebook group, whether it be on YouTube, whatever, or an exclusivity to it, or an elitism. I know for a fact that one of my real hyperfixations that I've had for about a year now, I really don't think this one's going anywhere, is art dolls. So reborn art dolls, the dolls that look like real babies. I've had a hyperfixation with these dolls. I know sculpts, I know sculptors, I know artists, but here's the thing. Actual authentic reborn dolls that are well painted, you're looking at 400 and up dollars for that, right? I don't know about you guys, but I am not in the place to spend that much money. Now, do I have dolls that have I have spent that much money on? Yeah, because I was in a different financial place at the time. But there's an elitism to that because a lot of people are also of the place of like, if you don't buy, it's not a reborn if you don't buy it from an actual artist, if you don't buy it from um anywhere other than like, if you don't buy it from reborns.com essentially, or straight from the artist's nursery, it's fake, or it's not as good, or you're not welcome in the community, or whatever. Now, I have found communities of people that welcome all dolls, which is what I have chosen in my hobby and my interest. That's what I've chosen to subscribe to, is kind of this um mindset of, while I have authentic dolls, I don't care where you get your dolls. I don't feel like people should be excluded because they can't afford a $3, $4, $5, $600 doll. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. A lot of what these dolls, for people that use them for therapy purposes, a lot of what they are is like, if you have anxiety, if you have PTSD, or you have, some kind of trauma in your life, these can be therapy dolls. People with dementia use these kinds of dolls to help cope with things. I use my dolls. Now, while I know there are dolls and I know they're not real, and a lot of the people that have the dolls realize that they're not real babies, um, I use them sometimes just to, like, to soothe. Like, I'll just sit there and pat a baby. Like, I'll hold one of my dolls and pat its butt. Like, and Nick has also held some of my dolls before, and he enjoys them. He likes them. He has one that he has, it's his favorite. So, while all my dolls are authentic, I really find it really upsetting to me that so many people are not welcoming of dolls that are not necessarily authentic. And I understand maybe why people do that, because there's like certain connotations with that. I get it, maybe. But I also think that when we were young, when I was young, I was always taught, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. And I find that maybe it's changed. At some point, that mindset has switched up, where now it's kind of like, say whatever you feel and people should just accept it. But I find that a lot of people don't know how to come to things or come at certain topics with kindness. And I think that what has changed so much for me is, before, when I would do reactions or do whatever, I was one of those people that I would say what I felt in the moment, right? Nothing was on off limits. But the thing was, I was getting so upset about stuff that it was just like I was saying some nasty shit. That now that I'm not, and at the time I was dealing with mental health issues and things like that, and I feel like I was taking it out on people at the time. Anymore, now that I'm in a place where I'm like, you know what, I'm actually seriously happy. I'm actually really I'm medicated. These things that I have worked on myself. I'm like, even the thought, because I have thought about coming back and doing reactions again, because I do have thoughts on certain things, right? But I've gotten to the point now where even the thought of having to, like, judge somebody, or having to be like, make comments about what somebody's eating, just the thought to me makes me, I just have nothing to say. I just have nothing to say. Nothing about me wants to critique other people's lives, because I just feel like we're all going through shit, right? We're all going through something. None of us is the main character. Maybe in your own life you're the main character, and maybe you were raised because maybe you were raised to think I am the main character. This is all about me. This play is about us. You know what I mean? But I find that sometimes when I listen to people talk or when I'm watching a YouTube video or something, and everybody thinks that it's about them. Everybody thinks like, oh, they're posting this because of me. And it's like, do they even really know who you are? Like, probably not. You know what I mean? So I just find that, like, with hobbies, with life in general, if we just kind of let people do what they want to do, but I don't know why we have to comment on all of it. Like, even in reading hobbies, right? People are very judgy about what other people read, which I personally have never understood. Um, but for it's like in the gatekeeping part of this whole thing, right? I am one of those people like, oh, this is your favorite author? Like, maybe it could be my favorite author. What is your favorite book by this author? And I have literally had influencers. Like, and when I say influencer, I mean somebody that has paid content, has done promotions for companies, like Book of the Month and stuff. And when they were a smaller influencer, I'd be like, hey, Jodi Picoult is your favorite author. What book would you suggest that I start with? You know what I mean? Because you've read her books. Tell me what book I should start with so that I can get the best idea of what her writing style is or whatever. And I literally had this person go, read the back and find one that you think you'd like. Like, I'm not asking you to get parasocial with me. I'm not asking you to be friends with me. I'm literally giving you a topic of something that you could do a whole video on it for everybody if you want to get views off of it, whatever. But I don't understand why people have to gatekeep authors or gatekeep where they got something or gatekeep whatever. Like, unless it's something that you have made yourself, like you make Kindle sleeves, for instance. And I'm like, where'd you get that fabric for the Kindle sleeve that you're selling? Like, yeah, then I would understand being like, well, you know, you can always buy it from me. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about something that you don't make any money off of. You could make money off of it if you made a video that told us what your favorite books by your favorite author were so that other people could read them. Then maybe you would make some money off of that. But literally, by telling me, basically, you're on your own, this is the name of the author, figure it the F out. Every time I see a promotion by her, I have scrolled not interested. Like, and I am one of those people anymore, the older I've gotten, where I'm like, if I say I'm not talking to you, if I say I'm not doing something, I'm not doing it. Like, life is too short. Life is too short. And there are so many influencers that make comments or do things that I'm just like, it disgusts me. Like, I am just like, I don't know why you even had to say anything. I was watching YouTube the other day, and it was a vlog about somebody that's moving out of their parents' house or something. And they are one of those influencers that constantly, okay, hang on. They're one of those influencers that is constantly having like issues or problems or something's going on in their life. And I realize that's real life. You know what I mean? And if you're going to make videos about it, great. But don't make a video about something and then when somebody asks you a question, reply rudely to them. Here's the thing. You have two choices in the situation, right? You made a video about something. Maybe now you don't want to talk about it. I've done it. Nick's done it. You know, we've all been through situations that we maybe info dumped a little bit or trauma dumped a little bit. And then we're like, you know what? I don't want to keep revisiting this over and over again. So I do understand where this person's coming from. The problem I had was they were making a video of them moving And somebody in the comments came and was like, oh my gosh, if you could make these longer, I would watch this for an hour of just you putting things in boxes. And it was a really nice comment of basically like, I love this content. If it was longer, I'd sit here for the whole thing. This person was not demanding that you make longer videos. This person was not saying, this video is not long enough, it's crap. You need to make longer ones that people can enjoy. They were not saying any of that. But the way this creator came back at them in the comments, I was like, that is gross. She's like, oh, well, it's really nice that you would say that you really like this kind of content, but asking me to make a longer video when I'm going through trauma and I'm literally, for my own mental and physical health, can't do longer videos is just totally like, the way she came at it, I was like, girl, you could have just said nothing. You have the option to be quiet and say nothing. Don't like the comment, don't even acknowledge it. And this creator has done this more than once. This is not the first time that she's acted this way. And she has more than one channel. So I know she acts this way across multiple channels. She has multiple streams, multiple social medias. This is just how she is. And it's almost like, to me, because she's not a big creator, it's almost like, to me, she's looking for the drama. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen creators like that, where it's almost like they're addressing things that haven't even happened yet. Like, what are you addressing? You're saying these things that somebody didn't even say, and you're attacking them, which basically just lost you a subscriber. Not only that, it doesn't look good to me, and I'm not even involved in the situation. It doesn't make me want to subscribe to your channel. It doesn't make me want to comment on your videos, because I have commented on this person's videos in the past and also gotten rude responses. And this is to things of like, oh, this doll's really cool. I think it's this doll or whatever. And she's just like, I knew that. Like, just rude. She's just rude. And it's like, it just makes you wonder, like, who are we making influencers? Who are we making quote unquote famous? She's not famous, but you know what I'm trying to say, because sometimes these people act a certain way and I'm just like, and people are your fan? I just don't understand it. But there's a lot of people that have followers that I don't personally understand. But it all goes back to, I just feel like people are really mean to each other anymore. Like, I find that being polite and nice to people is a lot more rare nowadays than just either ignoring people, which is fine. I'm not saying that's rude. I'm just saying it's something that's very common. Or being mean. Those are the only two things, like, I see, like, on a day-to-day. You're either rude or you're mean. Because a lot of it is, most people don't just ignore you. So what's the next option? They're rude or they're mean. And then people wonder why you don't want to go out. Why don't you want to make friends? Why don't you want to hang out with anybody other than your significant other? And this and that and the other thing. It's like, because I don't like you. Because you've been rude. And I'm at the age now where I want to spend time with people that add to my life and don't take away from my happiness. And I'm entitled. I want to stay at home. I want to help people. I want to, I want to do my hobbies, and I want to learn more about them, and I want to be a better person, but I want to do it for my family. I don't want to do it for some weird strangers. I want to take care of my guinea pigs. I want to take care of my fish and my dogs and my cat. I want to play with my dolls, if or whatever. I want to clean. I want to organize. I want to collect the things I collect. I want to go thrifting. I don't want to spend time with people that drain me of my energy and my happiness. And I'm entitled to that. We all are. But we have to choose as people to not give our energy to things that make us tired. and things that that drain us. You know, this is one of the reasons I stopped doing reactions. Other than the fact that I was finding a lot of things that I didn't know what I was going to say. Because I got to a point where I was so tired I was getting angry. I was so tired and so drained, and so I just didn't want to get out of bed to do it anymore. So I stopped doing it. And did I lose a bunch of subscribers because of it? Yes. Have I lost a form of not substantial, is not what I meant. Supplemental income because of it? Yes. Did I stop making YouTube videos for over a year on this channel because of it? Yes. But now I'm in a place where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the podcast. And if I decide I want to vlog again, great. If not, great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to find things that bring me joy, things that bring me peace and happiness. And that is doing the podcast right now. Am I the best at it? No. Are people going to say, oh, you should do this, or you should have it this way or that way? Of course. And will I consider constructive criticism? Of course I will. But I'm also not going to take criticism or advice from people that don't have my best interest in mind. I just want to do this because it's fun for me, and that's where I'm at with it. And it's the same thing, I think, with my hobbies, with reading, with fish keeping, with fish keeping, with guinea pig keeping, with my dogs, with my cat. It's like, I'm not asking for advice from anybody. I can look up all the things I need to look up. The internet is a great tool. I can look up everything by myself. I don't need advice from people. Do I share sometimes where I have made mistakes so that hopefully other people can learn from it? Yeah, I do. But I am not asking people to tell me how to do things. And that's why I stopped sharing my house, and I stopped sharing my animals, and I stopped sharing all these things, because it's like, what I'm doing is the best for the situation that I am in. My animals are well taken care of. Everybody's got everything they need. And then some. You know, my guinea pigs are gonna have a 7-foot cage, and there's only 2 of them. Like, I just got the equipment for it today. Like, we're fine. You know what I mean? Like, we're good over here. But anyway, that is my video for today. I appreciate you guys for listening to the stream of consciousness I had going on today. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with this, but I just feel like the gatekeeping and the elitism and a lot of the hobbies that people monetize on YouTube or whatever, it's just crazy. And if I ever do any hobbies and you guys want to know more about them, you want to know the ins and outs, or where you can get cheap stuff, or where you can get this or that, or how you can just get started, you let me know. I'll make a video on it for you. I'll show you everything. I buy dolls from Temu. Like, seriously, let me know what you guys want to see, and I will show it to you. I am one of those people, I do not want to gatekeep anything. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I appreciate you. If you made it this far, you are like the VIP. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys. Well, I'll hear you guys, or you guys will hear me in the next podcast. Bye, guys.